Hello everyone, it's Turin here, and today guys I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live battlecast. In this game we are going to be playing the Greenskins. We're going to be facing off against the Empire, so let's go ahead and get Azag. I feel like he's pretty strong here. Granted, Skullmuncher is a little bit vulnerable in the air, but Empire players don't really kind of spam that same really heavy air force like they used to, so I think it's actually a safe bet to get him. So let's actually get the Spider Banner. Let's go ahead and get some Goblin Big Bosses on the ground, put them on their little wolves. Should be fine. We're going to cut some corners financially and hopefully be able to get away with it, but it looks like my opponent already readied up, so man, I got a jam, boys. On top of that, do we want to get another caster? I feel like we can get the little Gobbo here. We'll get the recharge nerf, and then let's get these abilities here. We will keep Itchy Nuisance, and yeah, Sneaky Stabbing's okay. I guess we can keep that. I mean, it's so darn cheap at that point, so why not? So we're going to get some Savage Orcs in the front line. We're also going to get some Savage Orc Biggins. Let's go ahead and get some Orc Boarboy Biggins and some Goblin Wolf Riders to really pressure our opponent's back line, and probably one is fine. So let's cut that. Let's get this and some Goblin Missiles. And do we want to get the Hammer of Gork? I feel like we could, and yeah, that should be fine. So then lastly, but we can just throw in some goblins here. We kind of ran out of time there a little bit. That's not the most tailored army I would like, but for now it should serve our purposes. And a few changes I would have made is instead of getting those Gobbos, I would have found a way to financially be able to get nasty Skulkers to use them in my missile line in the back. But just wanted to get this game in for you, play a little bit of Azog, and if he does come after me, at least I can, pressure with my rusty arrows and things like that. So I do have poison arrows as well. So if he's chasing me with a Karl Franz or a Boris Todbringer up in the sky, I'm hoping I can really get some good value out of that. So we do kind of mix in the Biggins. So we're going to put them out in the flanks, and if need be, we can detach them to deal with Cav. The Biggins are quite strong in infantry. I mean, they'll tear apart any Empire infantry, just hands down. But on top of that, they do have a small anti-large bonus, which never hurts. Can't complain. So let's put these guys right here, like so. Put these guys like so. And like this. So we're going to get a little bit of separation in case he does Goon 1 and just comes in hot. We're going to have some resources to kind of defend those guys or crossfire one another and, cover each other's back. So let's get this. We can put our little Goblin Shaman. We can have him lurking with the army. And one of the reasons you get him, and I didn't used to do this, but I do like it quite a bit. So he has an ability here. Let's get me going. The Sneaky Stealing. So it's map wide. It reduces your opponent's recharge rate, which actually makes a huge difference. It's an incredibly powerful ability and one that I didn't even really pay attention to for the longest time. So it's good, guys. It does some serious work. So we'll put these Gobbos in the back and just use them as a fodder. So if he does have some Cav or something, we can, intercept and do our thing there. So put the Boars in group 1 for now. We're going to be changing them relatively shortly. Let's get the Wolf Riders. Wolf Riders are so good against Empire because Empire brings silver bullets, a lot of things like that if you just have this perpetual pressure on them, it's going to be much harder for them to come back from. So good. So we get the Hammer of Gork. Let's go ahead and start scooting it over here. Looks like Flagellants and Greatswords. So, pretty traditional front line, but, Savage Orcs actually do okay against Greatswords, especially considering they have that really heavy physical resist. Good. So let's get Azog in here. Let's get these Wolf Riders riding on the back. And he does have a Steam Tank, which is, arguably pretty tough to deal with. The Steam Tank causes terror, so once your Frenzy mechanic wears off a lot of your dudes, it can be quite a pickle, guys. So let's actually hang tight here and let our Hammer of Gork start firing before we really engage. We can get the Wolf Riders in position and just kind of run them up and around the back. Azog. It also gives us some time to get some good Winds of Magic regeneration. So he does have a Boris Todbringer. So I think actually my Lord, Azag, can do pretty well with the poison since I did give him the Spider Banner, and it doesn't look like he probably has a silver bullet somewhere. Although if you do go a stank, it's a little bit trickier to actually afford the silver bullets. So we can start advancing now. The Hammer of Gork's close enough. We are flying in. We can get also yeah, we have a Soul Blight as well on top of all of that, and a Fate of Buna, which we can use on the Greatswords if we want. I don't know if we really need to per se, but I don't know if he really has any great targets in the back line. So we're gonna use these Goblin Wolf Riders as scouts. And worst case scenario, if something does retreat, we can start to chase them down and make sure they don't get away. So let's go ahead and fly over here. Does he have some great swords? I'm tempted to just, yeah, okay, so we've uncovered some hidden foes. So the silver bullet's pretty much a staple. So now we know what our Goblin Wolf Riders assignment is this game. So let's pull them back here, go after those bad boys. And I'm almost tempted to Fate of Buna. And I don't want to start Spirit Leeching Boris until I'm starting to really fight him because he has regeneration. So a lot of that value you're going to get, you're just going to kind of lose out anyway. So I'm sure he has Lore of Life. Yeah, Lore of Life, Steam Tank. That's pretty standard protocol for all this kind of funny business. But you can see the silver bullets are retreating a little bit. I'm not sure what they're doing. So let's actually try and slam into them right now. If my opponent's not paying attention, we might be able to he might have his eyes over here and try and posture. Yeah, no, he's paying attention. So we're just gonna sit in the bushes over there, and yeah, let's just get ready to party, guys. So I could use a Fate of Buna. Let's go ahead and cast it on these greatswords and just start tattering his front line a little bit. Good. So all our dudes are coming in. We're gonna get that Fate of Buna cast. The silver bullets aren't really in position to shoot at us or really do any sort of harass, and you can see the Hammer of Gork in there doing some good work. So he's coming in with the Toadbringer, which is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and just cast that, and then we're gonna turn and run a little bit, and hopefully we can get away. Okay, so we get that kind of escape there. We got that Fate of Buna, and the Hammer of Gork, we can go ahead and switch it on to the silver bullets now, which is gonna be a very good target for it. So yeah, let's just kind of run into the sunset. We can take Boris away from the front battle. That Fate of Buna doing really good. So my opponent's front line is definitely a little bit compromised right now. So the Toadbringer is coming back, so we can pull Azag back. Just get ready to engage, and yeah, we have a pretty scary little like goon squad here for sure. So let's get these guys kind of engaged across the map. It's really important here to get the Rusty Airs all shooting at that steam tank. That's like one of our best answers against that thing. So we'll get these Savage Orcs up on the flank here, pressuring. We do have our Wolf Riders kind of chilling, and yeah, let's do it to it. So let's get these Savage Orc Biggins up and around the side as well, and you can see I wonder how it would actually fare though. I'm kind of curious. No, we're taking fire, so we got to keep running right now because the silver bullets are really going to start getting crunk here. So Goblin Big Boss charges in a little bit ahead of his bros, but that's a-okay. So good. So the Toadbringer is kind of back and forth, so we're just going to kind of keep coming with Azog, and once our like Goblin Shaman and the other guys get here, we can start like pressuring. So let's use this Itchy Nuisance right here in the front line, which is going to hit a lot of our opponent's stuff. We are getting some good fire here, and let's actually charge in. I think we have an angle here, so this is actually good. So we do get an engagement here. We can Spirit Leech, and I hate to use the Wog here, but we're going to use it just to like hopefully get a little bit of burst there. Let's pull up and under here, see if we can pressure in that respect. We're getting some good damage, but let's pull these Orc Boars in and have them like help out against that tank. And yeah, see this is like Azog's pretty scary with that spider banner. So our other Goblin Wolf Riders, we're going to kind of get up and under. And do we want to go after that Life Caster? No, because he's just going to like, yeah, I was hoping you would react, but no, he didn't, because I can't really get to the silver bullets over here, and we did get some Savage Orc Biggins on the flank. So look at this Toadbringer just getting taken down, and how did he take off? Azog was like attacking him. That was kind of clunky to say the least, but regardless, our Orc Boards are coming in. He's just spam healing that tank, which is fine. Hopefully, you know, our focus fire here can help us do a little bit of work, and let's give Azog sneaky stabbing so he can really just like, you know, give the business to that guy. So good. So the silver bullets are over here, so we want to like position up and around, keep chasing a little bit, coming after him, and I feel like we have the advantage here. So we also do have some Gobbos here. We can send them up to the front line to help out, and we get a nice little charge there, which is pretty solid. So let's see if we can sneak them through and shut down those silver bullets. That's going to be quite nice. And they have taken quite a bit of damage, so we just need to like force path them through and make sure it happens. So we're still just fighting up here in the air. Let's go ahead and kind of switch our goon squad and start shooting at his lord. I think we can, with the Rusty Airs, we can like turn the tide of this battle. So we get in there, we get our cav, we shut down those bad boys, and the Orc Biggins should be able to kind of like punish that front line a little bit. And yeah, we're getting some good fire on his lord right now. Granted, we're taking a lot of damage as well. So hopefully Azog can like stay the course, and that regrowth is so good. So let's actually like run away a little bit. And we did have some Savage Orcs up and around the side that we forgot about. So we're going to pull back and just kind of save up for Spirit Leeches and all that kind of funny business and kite him, because he's got to be near his healing cap. So let's go ahead and Spirit Leech him here and just kind of keep flying away. So good. So we had some auxiliary Savage Orcs that we just completely forgot about. So a little bit of a bummer there, but you know what, guys? It's a-okay. So we do have some Savage Orcs coming back from the front line as well. Let's get them engaged. You can even have these Gobbos come and help out. But yeah, you can see his lord's actually taking a lot of damage here from this firepower, and I'm surprised he's landing. So let's go ahead and here and see if we can actually get Azog back in here. How's that all going over here in the forest? So we do have some Savage Orcs who are like chasing off some of our opponent's stuff. So let's get them in there and see if we can get that Life Caster. Good. So we might be able to get that guy right there. We do have our little Goblin firing line. So do we want to switch back onto that stank? I think that might not be a bad idea. So we'll start switching onto the steam tank. We'll keep these boars on auxiliary and just wait and see where he goes. But we are taking that silver bullet fire. So yeah, we don't want to play that game. So the silver bullets unfortunately are back online. So let's kind of push through with our Savage Orcs. We do have this auxiliary group that's going to, you know, at the very least, we did forget about it, but, you know, it's going to help us. They're coming back now, so it could be worse, right? So that focus fire from Rusty Airs and some of that other stuff should be able to, you know, do some good work in finishing off my opponent's troops. We do have these Orc Boars back online, and let's go ahead and get this bad boy kind of shooting in here. And we really need to finish off that steam tank, though. That's going to be pretty clutch. So you can see he's going after me right here. He's getting a little bit hot and bothered, but we're going to push these boars in and intercept the steam tank, see if we can like finish it off. And let's make sure to use that and just run for the back of the map and, you know, just kind of kite him out while we kill the rest of his army. I think that should do the trick. So the front line was pretty I wouldn't say one-sided, but I think it, you know, inevitably went in our favor there. And yeah, things are good. So his lord, yeah, he's chasing. He's at his healing cap. I don't think it's worth fighting, although 1,400 to 1,600 HP. So what we do here, we just fly, just wait for you know, another bit of a Winds of Magic to really get our goodies going, and we do kill the steam tank. So we're going to start shooting at some of these greatswords right now. We're also going to pull the Goblin Big Boss and the boars back, and let's get these goblins from auxiliary and intercept these guys, because we don't want to let them get in there for free and get our goodies. So let's slam into the back with these guys, get these guys running. And how are we doing on Winds of Magic? So yeah, still just kiting them into the sunset. I am totally fine with that, and you know, that's what ends up usually happening with Azog anyway. So even though we forgot one of our groups, it's been a pretty good little battle here. So let's keep these guys kind of firing in here, and you see how we're like stacked on top of each other. That's a bit of a mistake on my part. I should have been more cognizant of that in terms of micro, but you really need to make sure they're not doing that, because then they're not firing like efficiently. So he comes over here and lands. So now that he's landed and he's actually fighting the Gobbos down here, we can switch them to melee. We're going to go ahead and pop the Wog here and get like a pretty good little charge, but it looks like he did shatter. So we were able to do it, boys. It was a good little cockfight there. I had fun. Hopefully you guys did too. But yeah, I mean, it was a good army, even though I kind of like panic picked it. And I sent that group of Savage Orcs up around the flank like to do a maneuver, and then I totally forgot about them. So Happens to everyone, but had I got them in earlier, I think I could have crushed his backline quite a bit quicker. And the steam tank is good, but when you have the rusty errors, as well as those boars, which I just kept on auxiliary and kind of waited for the tank to be isolated, it actually worked out pretty well. Look at that, 137 kills on those Savage Orc Bacons is pretty sweet. So regardless, well played to my opponent, Rose Hallman. Look forward to seeing you again on ladder. Hope you guys enjoyed that green cast, and we'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care.